Alrighty, UvaldeRadio.net. We are live at Country Gardens and Seed. I think I put my mic a little too loud there. We are live at CGS, and I'm here with Yolanda. Welcome. Hopefully that's... why don't you give me a mic check, make sure you sound okay.
Okay, Robert.
Yeah, you sound good. Very nice. All right, so we are live at Country Gardens and Seed, 403 South Getty Street. We're doing Petal It Forward, and I'm here with the owner, Yolanda. Now, Yolanda, before we get into the event, everybody in this town literally knows you. Everybody knows you and your wonderful husband, your daughter, and everybody that works here. But a lot of people might not know your full story. So why don't we get a background on here at Country Gardens and Seed, how long you've had it, the inspiration to open it, what that journey's been like. And I know, of course, we've just come through a pandemic. You guys played a really vital role in the tragedy that happened here early in May. So I'm sure you've got a lot of stuff to talk about as far as being a resident contributor to the Uvalde area. How long have you guys had the shop here?
Well, thank you, Robert. First of all, I've had the shop. It's going to go 32 years next year. So,
32 years. That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. Labor of love, obviously, right?
It is. It's we get to come to a fun place, and we get to work with God's nature, and it's never a dull day. It's always something different.
So now, give me, I guess, the best comparison as to how the business is run here 32 years later as opposed to when you just started off. Like what are the major differences if you can remember that far back to
Well, the major difference is that we built a new store over here. We were down the street for 9 years, and then we built this place in the end of 99 and opened up in 2000, and here it is here at the new place 22 years. I'm repainting the store and getting it ready for just a new, fresh look. The pandemic, kind of played a little havoc on us, and then I was sick last year, but I'm doing much better with all the prayers and everything that everybody gave me. That's what really helps. And we're just gonna live one day at a time. That's what we're here for. Now,
for over 32 years, I'm sure that you've seen so many differences, weathered so many storms, not only community-wise, which we kind of touched on, but economy. Right now, we're in a bit of a recession. I'm sure you've seen several of those kind of come and go. Good times, bad times. Sometimes where everything's booming, other times where it's just real slim pickings. Was there ever a point where you guys almost threw the towel in and just kind of went on to do something else, or have you always just made it work?
I just always made it work. Right after we opened up, we had 9/11. That was a very rough year for us because we were just getting started, and it seemed like everybody was panicking and didn't know what the world was going to be, what was going to be going on, and we were the same way too also, but we weathered that storm. Then we had a bad hailstorm about 15 years ago. Everything got wiped out.
Yeah.
And then
so everything's wiped out. You got to have flowers to sell, right? You
yes,
can't. Yeah. So everything's...
Yes. Everything was wiped out. All the pots, all the trees. 3 vehicles were totaled. And then last year with the snowstorm, we covered everything really good. But when it got down really low, we lost everything. We were just tossing everything, and then I was sick too, also. So. God's always there for us, and that's all we do. It's just one day at a time, and we never know what it's going to be like. So,
and that is an interesting point because not unlike farmers, your business it really depends on the weather. There's a lot of factors. A lot of us, we go to jobs and we punch a time clock, and we get paid the same as long as we show up and do a good job. But your industry here really relies on Mother Nature, on the good Lord above, and how much water, how much sunshine that these plants and flowers get. As far as the industry goes, after 32 years, are there any major, changes in the technology of how you guys acquire flowers and plants, how you take care of them, maybe things that didn't exist 30 years ago, ways of business that you do now that are completely different?
Actually, 32 years ago, you had more varieties of plants, and there was more growers. The businesses are going down. It's not saying for it's a dying businesses, but the older generations, they're selling their businesses, and their kids don't want to be doing the same thing. Same thing, just like farmers here too. Also, so they're all doing other things too. And in the last couple of years with the pandemic and then the freeze, growers aren't growing the same items like they used to, and they're cutting down on product and growing because there's so much wastage too also.
So they're just keeping like the core, the basics, maybe the things that the big sellers, the roses, and the ones that they know are going to move, right?
Yes, and then like our fresh flowers, a lot of those come from the countries where there's a lot of drug lords and stuff, so they don't let the flower growers grow their flowers because they want them to grow other crops for them.
Wow, that's something I never would have thought of.
Yes.
What's so many interesting facets to your business. That's just crazy. So,
and I want to tell you one thing.
Oh yeah,
that the florist a few years ago, we were the number one stoppers for stopping drugs from growing other products that are not supposed to be growing.
Wow, really?
So we kind of stopped them because we had them to. They would buy acreages for the farmers, and then they would just grow flowers for the florist industry. So the florists were number one drug enforcers.
Wow, who would have thunk, right?
Yes.
That's good. Hey, man, helping the world in every way you possibly can. See, look at the impact you guys are making. So, again, celebrating almost 32 years here at Country Gardens and Seed. We're at 403 South Getty Street. You know the place. Come on out here and see the smiles. Grab yourself a bouquet of flowers. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about Petal It Forward. First of all, I know this is kind of a national, if not international, celebrated event, but what inspired you to be a part of this today?
Well, I wanted to give some people some smiles. It was tough for me this year too. Also, yesterday is the first day I haven't cried because I saw all the beautiful flowers that we got in. Not saying that we didn't have beautiful flowers when we were making the funeral flowers, but this one, it was just special to me because I'm going to be winding down my life in a few years, and so I want to kind of just give something back to the community because they're always here to help me no matter what, and that's what we are. We need to stay together and help each other out like we've done before in the past.
Like I said earlier, I really believe that you guys, among other florists in this area, had a really big part in the healing process that we're still going through here in Uvalde. With that many, lost loved ones in such a short period, I'm sure that you guys, your heads were spinning. That's a lot of work. There's a lot of tributes daily. People just, putting flowers on grave sites and tribute areas. I know that you guys had people coming in from all over the world and the country and the world to help out with stuff. Let's go and touch on that. How the Rob incident affected your business, and tell us how you got through it, because that was, I'm sure, not unlike what the funeral homes, law enforcement, and maybe our medical people went through. Everybody went through a very different but kind of similar traumatic experience that was an extension of the shooting. Give me your take on how all that went.
Well, we were still in shock, and then Johnny asked me, well, how are we going to do it? Because it was just the three of us. And I said, well, we'll just do it one at a time. That's all we could do. And on the Friday and Saturday, I had people calling me from all over the state, all over the country, wanting to come and help and do whatever we could. And I had to tell them, well, there's not any hotel rooms. I would love for you to come.
All right.
And I had people that were here in Texas, and they said, don't worry, we'll bring motorhomes or whatever we need to stay over here. We'll stay in your parking lot. Well, stay in the car or whatever. So I had some wonderful people that came from Pearland. They were here from the first funeral to the last funeral. And then I had another set of ladies that came from El Paso. There was three groups of ladies. I didn't get to meet one of the groups because I ended up in the hospital in that time period too also. And they were just so awesome. And I had ladies that came from Winsboro. They had to stay in Pearsall because there was no rooms out here to rent, and which was amazing. They would come out, they would drive back and forth while they were here. And the ladies in Lakey, they were so wonderful from Frill Flowers. They would make us bouquets of flowers. One day, it was so amazing. They came with a school bus full of flowers over here. It was just so amazing. They were just wonderful. And then we had Veronica's Flowers out in Lacoste. And she was very instrumental in getting all the flowers ready over there. They would take her flowers. She would process them. she had her ladies making us flowers arrangements and bringing them over here as well, and taking them also to Flower Patch too. They were working together with them as well, and we had another group of ladies from New Braunfels. Cheryl Vaughn with Texas State Floral Association was there working with the other ladies there, and they probably had 30 or 40 people there helping, bringing arrangements by the carloads every day, like 6 or 7 in the morning, another 6 or 7 in the evening, getting people to help them donate their time to come over here. And it was just amazing. The town of New Braunfels was so amazing helping us. They brought us food. They brought us comfort, words of encouragement. There was one lady from Nebraska that wanted to come, and she said she couldn't come, but she wanted to come really bad. And I said, well, it's too far, and there's no places to stay either. Mm-hmm. She says, what do you want me to make you? I said, or what do you need? I said, you know what, I need some bowls because I have a bunch of stuffed animals somebody brought me, and I need bowls for them, and those are time consuming. She made me a box of bowls.
Wow.
The next morning they were here. She overnighted that box of bowls, and that's touched me since then. And she paid almost $200 just to overnight it to us.
That's great. You know, it sounds, what I'm hearing is that the floral community is a very tight-knit, very caring, giving, and it makes sense to be able to work in this line of business where you're making people smile. I mean, you're literally hearing stories of love and loss, you know, daily, whether it's, you know, the celebration of a wedding, a birthday, an anniversary, or just, and loss. While it is sad, it is also love in a sense that we miss these people when they passed, and it's still an extension of love. That's what missing somebody is. So it makes sense that community would be a very caring, empathetic group. Do you guys? Is there a network, or how do you guys? Do they just all randomly call, or some of these existing friends?
No, they were all random calls.
Wow.
And Johnny was telling me also. It says, well, how are we going to trust these people and everything? I said, it's in God's hands. I didn't worry about any single person trying to take advantage of us or anything like that.
And that is fantastic, because I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. There have definitely been people that have come into Uvalde to help out, but there's been strings attached in some ways, you know. And I think that we're past it enough. We've seen enough of it to where I can talk about that frankly right now. And you have to be what's the word? Well, I mean, obviously, you just got to be real careful and worry about the motives. But yeah, when you put it in God's hands and you see that these people are coming from all far and wide to help out, it's fantastic that you had such a wonderful experience. Well, of course, thank you guys so much for stepping up and serving the community in the light of that huge tragedy. Let's go and talk about get back again today to the Petal It Forward event here. So obviously, we're giving away bouquets of flowers and then maybe an extra one to give another one. Tell the listeners exactly how it works.
Well, Petal It Forward was started about 8 years ago by the Society of American Florists, and they wanted to see how people would react when they would get a bouquet of flowers. And so they started handing out bouquets out in New York City to see how it would work out. And
they really need flowers in New York City. Yes. I tell you what, they can use some smiles out there.
and you can see a video about it on it. And at first you see people not grabbing them, they're just walking by and just ignoring you. And finally somebody would grab a bouquet and you would see the big smile on their face, and they would give them another one and says it's for you to give to somebody else. So we used to do another type of program like this several years ago, but it was earlier in September, and I'm kind of busy in that time frame. Mm-hmm. And then one of my vendors sent me a flyer about Petaling It Forward. I said, oh, well, that'll work perfect for me. I'm a little more quieter in October. And so we decided to go ahead and do it. And we purchased 600 bouquets to give out today.
Wow.
And what we do is we give you
And there's still plenty to come. So if you're listening right now, 403 South Getty Street, come on and Petal It Forward, man. Come grab a bouquet. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. I just want to make sure people know to come grab those things.
And they're free, so you don't have to worry. And there will have door prizes. We have some light snacks. And just come and grab one. What we do is we give you one bouquet, and then you get another one to give to an unsuspecting stranger just to make their day, or you can take it to your neighbor or anybody that needs a little pick me up.
I don't know if I could get away with that. I'm kind of a creepy looking, freaky looking guy.
No.
If I came up to a stranger and gave him a flower, I don't know, I might get slapped. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try it out though. But again, Petal It Forward is today until 2:00, right?
Yes.
Or until they
Until
we run out. Okay. Here at Country Gardens and Seed. Again, the address is 403 South Getty Street. Come by and see Yolanda and the whole family, and have a good time. Register to win some prizes. UvaldeRadio.net is here till 2. We've got some prizes as well. So stop by and grab a sticker or register to win State Fair of Texas tickets while they last. So we're also tying in, you guys have always been so great and generous to collect canned food donations for the Uvalde Food Pantry. You guys have been doing that for years, right?
Yes.
So how long have you been partnering with the Uvalde Food Pantry?
When we just collected, when we did the collecting of the food, that was my project with Uvalde Santa's Elves.
Okay.
I did that for 20 years. I had to stop when it was a pandemic, but we always gave food baskets to the elderly people.
Wow.
So we would do like 20 food boxes and put blankets and other things. And if somebody would, in the past, if somebody needed something, they would call us and tell us, what they need, and we would help them out with that. And then plus toys for the children too also. We just kind of stopped doing that, like I said, for the pandemic.
Yeah.
And
well, now, this is a good reset now. So here we are taking canned food donations. Now, cans, is that what we're looking for? Can we do boxes, dry goods?
You can do whatever you want. You can put dry goods or whatever you want.
Just don't bring that frozen bag of broccoli.
Yes.
That probably won't store very well over here. But yeah, canned food,
yes.
boxes,
yes,
dry
like
goods.
Whatever will be good for a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Cranberry sauce, stuffing mix, or vegetables.
Now I'm going to call you guys out there. Bring the good stuff. Yeah, bring the cranberry, the pumpkin, all, because everything's a little bit more expensive this year than it was last year. And we could really use the good stuff. We'll take anything you got. But please try to bring the stuff that might be useful for a Thanksgiving meal. And then they just put it there, and then you guys are going to make it available.
We're going to go and take it to the food pantry.
Anything else happening this afternoon that's of note that we need to make sure people know about before they come out here?
Oh, just to come with a smile on their face, because we're going to make them smile really big.
Awesome, very good. Well, again, we are here with Yolanda, the owner here at Country Gardens and Seed. I did not know that. In business for almost 32 years. Fantastic, congratulations. And we got the event going on until at least 2, or until they give out 600 bouquets of flowers, and then again an extra one to give to an unsuspecting stranger, if you will. So thanks again for putting this on. It's just a great way to celebrate the community and give back. And it's just a beautiful day out here too, right?
It was gorgeous. It was meant to be today.
It really is a gorgeous day. So I thank you for getting me out of the home studio and allowing me to bring my office out here on a beautiful day to Country Garden Seed. So I guess what's the best way to get a hold of you guys besides stopping by in person? You got a phone number?
You can call 830-278-2204. Or Emily has an Instagram on Country Gardens and Seed.
That's right. We follow them on Uvalde Radio. So find them on Instagram or call 830-278-2204, right?
Yes. Or just come by 403 South Getty. That's going to even be better. Just to come and visit and say hi. You don't have to buy anything. Just come and say hi.
And on behalf of UvaldeRadio.net, I'd like to thank you for also being sponsors here and supporting what we do here in town. And again, thank you for the invitation to come on out here and join you guys. So I guess I'll wrap it up here. Come out and Petal It Forward at Country Gardens and Seed, 403 South Getty Street. We're going to do a song that's really hot in the charts right now. It's actually called Flower Shops. And we'll send this out to everybody out there. This is UvaldeRadio.net.